So we can able to derive the shape functions for the constant and triangular element, not only constant and triangular element, for all the types of elements, we can able to obtain the shape functions in three ways. One, in global coordinate system, second in natural coordinate system, third in local coordinate system or other area coordinate method. Okay, in three method we can able to obtain the shape functions for all types of elements. Okay, now we are going to discuss the derivation of shape functions for the constant strain triangular element in natural coordinates. Okay, so first, before going to derive, okay, just we are going to write a constant strain triangular element, okay, which is having a nodes 1 2 3. Okay, so as we are writing the node 1 2 3, so we are going to follow counterclockwise direction, because same way it is going to be considered in the software also. Okay, in the software also always it is going to be considered counterclockwise direction for elements which is having three nodes: node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. Okay, so this first we are going to representing this linear triangular element in global coordinate system. We know three different types of coordinate systems. Okay, global coordinate system, natural coordinate system, and local coordinate system. Okay, natural and local coordinate system we are going to represent in similar way. Okay, both are same, but in this triangular elements we can able to obtain in natural and also global coordinate system by using the area method. Okay, area method also we can able to obtain the shape function for the CST element. Okay, now just first we are going to represent the triangular element, constant strain triangular element in global coordinate system, which is having a node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. Node number 1, so it is having a 2 degrees of freedom. Okay, because the triangular elements we are going to use it as a plane elements. Okay, so these plane elements which is having a each node 2 degrees of freedom. Okay, in the first node, node number 1, it is having a in x direction, y direction degrees of freedom. Along the x direction 1 degrees of freedom, along the y direction 1 degrees of freedom, and along the x direction the displacement is v1, along the y direction the displacement is v1. Okay, at node 1 x1 y1, okay, the coordinates values at node 1 is v2. Okay, similarly the coordinates values x2 y2 at node number 2. Similarly at node number 3, x3 y3 are the coordinate values. The displacements are u3 in the along the x direction, v3 along the y direction. Similarly, the degrees of freedom in the x direction, along the x direction 1 degrees of freedom, along the y direction 1 degrees of freedom, so that it is having a total 3 nodes, 1 2 3 nodes, and degrees of freedom will be 6 degrees of freedom, because each node it is having a 2 degrees of freedom, so that for the 3 nodes, 3 into 2, it gives the 6 degrees of freedom. Okay, so now we are represented overall. This is in global coordinate system. Now we want the shape function in natural coordinates. So always whatever the type of elements, first we are going to represent in global coordinate system, then we are going to transfer into the required coordinate system. Now we need to transfer into the natural coordinate system. Okay, so just we are going to map into the natural coordinate system. As you mapping or as you transforming into the natural coordinate system, there will be some conditions. According to that conditions only, the triangular element you should get it in natural coordinate system. Okay, as you mapping, there should not be any overlap. Okay, only the coordinates values, it is going to be only the nodes it is going to be transferred. There should not be having any overlap. Okay, and also only the nodes it is going to be transferred, only mapping. Okay, now so this is node number 1. As you mapping, okay, you are going to get node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. Okay, so this you are going to consider as origin. Okay, so that node number 3, whatever the zeta and neta value, okay, you are going to consider 0 0. In natural coordinate system, always we are going to represent the values 0 and 1, because already you know the property, second property of the shape functions. Okay, so if it is having one node, if it is having a value unity at one node, remaining another value 0, so that so in the x direction it is having a value, the maximum value, that is only one value we are going to consider, the unity we are going to consider in the x direction, that is in the zeta direction. Okay, so that here zeta value will be 1 and neta value will be 0. Similarly, considering node number 2, zeta value will be 0, neta value will be 1. Okay, from this, okay, we are going to consider the nodes distances, okay, from origin. So this gives the overall the constant strain triangular element in natural coordinate system. So that it is called parent element in natural coordinate system. We are going to have zeta, neta along with coordinate values. Okay, and P will be the any point, a particular point. Okay, so we are going to use. Okay, now just consider a figure shows two-dimensional triangular element in global coordinate system x, y having a 3 nodes 1, 2, 3. Okay, as it is already we have discussed that. Okay, at each node there are 2 degrees of freedom in x and y directions. Okay, already we discussed that. Similarly, figure C shows that a master element, okay, mapped from the global coordinates to the natural coordinates. This is element which is having a shape functions n1, n2, n3. Okay, so this is having the shape functions n1, n2, n3 at each node. So that at each node it is having shape functions. So the total shape functions for this constant strain triangular element will be 3. Okay, it is having 3 shape functions. At node number 1 is 1, at node number 2 is n2, at node number 3 is n3. Total 3 shape functions, n1, n2, n3 be the shape functions. Now we are going to derive shape functions for n1, n2, n3. Okay, in natural coordinate system. Okay, just consider this diagram. By considering the diagram, just find the shape functions for n1 first. Just assume a polynomial equation. Okay, a polynomial equations of natural coordinate system means for two-dimensional case. This is two-dimensional case. Okay, so because it is having 2 degrees of freedom in each node. Okay, for the two-dimensional case, it must have the 2 terms. Okay, zeta in the x direction, neta in the y direction, which gives the total displacement or a shape function. Okay, a shape function for the CST element in two-dimensional case. Okay, so n1 which is equal to a naught plus a1 zeta in the x direction plus a2 neta in the x direction. This you consider as the equation number 1. Okay, a interpolation function in terms of natural coordinates zeta. Okay, now just consider the boundary conditions. Okay, so we have 3 nodes. Okay, each node, what is the n1 value and what is the zeta neta value we are going to consider. Each node, what is the n1 value, what is the zeta neta value we are going to consider. Just we know that the first property of the shape function, if the shape function value, if it is 1 at node number 1, then remaining nodes the shape function value will be 0, right? That is what the first property of the shape functions. Okay, the first property of the shape function is at node number 1, if it is having a value, if it is having a unit value, then remaining nodes all, the value will be 0. So as for that condition, as for that property, we are going to consider boundary condition. Okay, just consider the boundary condition at node number 1. So if you consider node number 1 n1, the shape function value is 1. Okay, then as for this coordinates value at node number 1, zeta value will be 1, neta value will be 0. So that zeta value you consider 1 and neta will be 0. Substitute all these 3 values. Okay, substitute all these 3 values in equation number 1. You are going to get n1 becomes 1, which is equal to a naught plus zeta value is 1. Okay, a1 into 1, which gives a1 plus neta value will be 0. So that this terms becomes 0. So finally we'll get the equation 1, which is equal to a naught plus a1 as the equation number 2. Okay, similarly again at node number 2, just we are going to consider here only the value of n1, only the shape functions value of n1 only we are going to consider at node number. See, once if you consider n1 value at node number, the first shape function value at node number 1 is 1. Okay, if you consider as unity, then remaining all nodes the value will be 0. Okay, that is the property of the main property of the shape function. So at node number 2 and node number 3, n1 value will be 0. Okay, then whatever the coordinates values for the node number 2, node number 3 we are going to consider. At node number 2, zeta value will be 0, neta value will be 1. Okay, so that consider zeta value 0, neta value 0. Just again, these 3 values you substitute in equation number 1, you are going to get this equation. That is, you take it equation number 3. Okay, similarly at node number 3, okay, again n1 value will be 0, zeta neta value will be 0, 0 here, zeta neta value will be 0. So that consider this all three values in the equation number 1, you are going to get a naught value as 0. Okay, now just by using a naught value in the equation number 3, you are going to get a2 value. Again, it is 0 only. Again, by using a naught and a2 value, okay, in this equation, just you are going to get a1 value as 0. As you using a naught as 0, so that a1 becomes 1. Okay, so a1 which is equal to 0. So after getting a naught, a1, a2 values, okay, just substitute all values in the main equation. Okay, then you are going to get, if a naught is 0, a1 is 1, a2 is 0, so that you are going to get n1 which is equal to only zeta, because a1 is 1. Okay, so here a2 is 0, a naught also 0, so that only you are going to get n1 which is equal to zeta. So which means only the shape function, it is going to be varying only in zeta direction here. Now similarly, we are going to calculate shape functions for n2. Okay, just assume once again the interpolation function, okay, in terms of second shape function. Okay, that is n2 which is equal to a naught plus a1 zeta plus a2 neta. Again, same thing you consider n2 value at node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. Okay, n2 value at node number 1 is 0, because here you can see at node number 1, n1 value we are going to consider 1, remaining nodes it will be 0. Similarly, at node number 2, n2 value we are going to consider 1, and remaining at nodes 1 and 3, the n2 value will be 0. Similarly, at node number 3, n3 value we are going to consider 1, at remaining nodes 1 and 2, the n3 value will be 0. Similar way, okay. So that way we are going to consider. So just see here, at node number 1, n2 value is 0. Okay, at node number 2, n2 value will be 1. At node number 3, n2 value will be 0. Okay, and coordinate value same as it is what we have written here. The coordinate values same as it is we are going to consider. Okay, so at node number 1, zeta value is 1, neta value is 0. So substitute these three values again in this equation. You are going to get equation number 5. Okay, similarly at node number 2, n2 value is 1. So zeta and neta values you know. Okay, so just zeta value is 0, neta value is 1. Substitute these three values in the above equation. You are going to get 1 which is equal to a naught plus a2 as equation number 6. Similarly, at node number 3, n2 value is 0. So zeta neta value will be 0. Okay, again you are going to get a naught value is 0. Just substitute a naught value here. You are going to get a2 is 1. Again substitute a naught value as 0 here. So a1 value you are going to get 0. So after getting a naught, a1, a2 values, so just substitute all these values in this equation. You are going to get n2 which is equal to neta, which means at the node number 2, the displacement or the shape only takes places in the direction of neta. Okay, only in the direction of neta. So similarly, you are going to find out shape functions for n3 at node number 3. Okay, so assume the interpolation function in terms of zeta and neta for shape functions 3 at node number 3. Okay, at node number 1, n3 value will be 0, that is we know. At node number 2, n3 value will be 0. At node number 3, n3 value we are going to consider 1. Okay, then coordinates values similarly for the previous case, how we are going to consider, same we are going to consider. Okay, zeta 1, neta value 0 at node number 1, zeta value 0, neta value 1 at node number 2, zeta value 0, neta value 0 at node number 3. Okay, just substitute all these equations. You are going to get equation number 7, equation number 8, equation number 8. So that once in the node number 3, you are going to get a naught value is equal to 1. This a naught value substitute in equation number 8, you will get a2 value 0. Sorry, something here. A naught value you are going to get 1. Okay, if you substitute a naught value 1 here, you will get a2 minus 1. Okay, similarly substitute a naught value 1 in the above equation here. In the equation number 7, you are going to get a1 value is minus 1. After getting all these values, a1, a naught value 1, a1 value minus 1, a2 value minus 1. Okay, as you're substituting in the above equation, you are going to get the shape functions for third node n3, which is equal to 1 minus zeta minus neta. This is the shape function for node number 3. So that the triangular, constant triangular element which is having a 3 nodes, node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. We have got shape functions at node number 1, n1 which is equal to zeta, at node number 2, n2 which is equal to neta, at node number 3, n3 which is equal to 1 minus zeta minus neta. This is what the shape functions we are going to get for the constant strain triangular element. Okay, so the shape functions of linear triangular element, okay, or n1 which is equal to zeta, n2 which is equal to neta, n3 which is equal to 1 minus zeta minus neta. So why it is called linear triangular element? Only it is having a corner node. Okay, only it is having a corner node, so that we are going to have we are going to call it as a linear constant strain triangular element. Okay, so if it is having a higher order element, if it is having an intermediate nodes, okay, then based upon a no number of nodes, it is going to be called a quadratic, cubic, like that. So the name going to be changes as we having a more number of intermediate nodes. Now, so we have got shape functions n1, n2, n3. Okay, so how it is going to be vary? That shape variations we need to show. That shape, just we have got a point here, a point P, x5 at any distance from the point in different locations. We can able to see the shape how it is going to be varied. So just consider first shape functions for n1. This is the triangle. First only see the triangular element. Node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. Only this is the triangular element. Triangular element, just put a one node here. Just put a one node here. Okay, or one point here. Just consider one point here. Okay, then join the lines to that point, or from that point just join the lines to node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. Okay, so from node number 1 to 1, so what are the strain it is going to be takes places, that value it is having 1 here. Okay, what are the shape function value it is having 1. Okay, because from node number 1 we are going to extend this point. Okay, from node number 1 we are going to extend this point one, so that only the strain or the shape variation is it is going to be have unity in this particular direction. As what is the first property of the shape function? At one node, if it is having unity, remaining nodes the n1 value will be 0. So that from this point as a considered point, okay, from this point n1 value if it is 1, then remaining nodes, towards the remaining nodes n1 value will be 0. Okay, it is going to be showing that at this particular point the n1 value 1, as it is coming it is going to be decreases 0.5, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, then 0. Okay, so like that the n1 value is going to be becomes at node number 2, node number 3, 0. Okay, so that only that area we are going to have a pattern we are going to so similarly as you considering node number 2, okay, for the how it is going to be having a shape variations at node number 2. Each node we are going to have at node number 2 here. This is the triangular element, element number 1, element number 2, element number 3. For this triangular element at node number 2, just you are going to put a one node here. Okay, that you just connect to node number 2. Okay, just to keep one node here that you connect to node number 2. Okay, this at this particular direction only it is having a strain, so that the n2 value which is equal to 1, yeah, the n2 value which is equal to 1, and from this point just connect to the node number 1 and node number 3. So this it is going to be shows that it is going to be decreasing the n2 value towards the n1 and towards the node number 1 and node number 3. So similarly here, see from node here, okay, whatever the point you are going to consider, from that point, okay, which is connected to the node number 2, node number 3, only that particular area you are going to write these lines. Okay, which means here in this particular area the n1 values it is going to have a decrease. Okay, similarly from here to node number 1 and 3 it is going to be decreasing, so that that particular area we are going to write here some line patterns. Okay, similarly consider at node number 3 for this case. Okay, so at node number 3 from this point just extend one point to here. Okay, which gives n3 which is equal to 1. From this point just connect to the node number 2, node number 1. Okay, so n3 towards node number 2, towards node number 3 it is going to be decreasing. So if it is having a 1 value here, okay, at node number 1 the n3 value will be 0. At node number 3, n3 value will be 0. So that it is going to be decreasing. So that particular area you are going to make it. This way you are going to show the variation of n1, n2, n3 for constant strain triangular. Next topic, Lagrange's interpolation function. So you know that we have shape functions for all the types of elements. Okay. So if it is simple elements, if it is only having corner nodes, okay, then we can by using the boundary conditions, we can able to find out the shape functions for the elements. If it is having a more number of nodes, if it is having a more number of nodes means if it is having more intermediate nodes, if it is having a more intermediate nodes like this, see for example, so this we have got only corner nodes. Okay, this element only we have got kernel nodes. If it is having a more intermediate nodes like this, okay, if it has having a more intermediate needs means this we are going to call it as higher order element. Okay, these two elements it comes under the category of higher order elements. Okay, if the element which is having a additional node or if it is having a intermediate node, then such a type of elements we are going to call it as higher order elements. Okay, if it is having a higher order elements or if it is having a more number of points, if it is having a more number of points, then by using boundary condition it is very difficult to find out this shape function. So we are going to use the Lagrange's interpolation function. By using this Lagrange's interpolation functions, we can able to identify, we can able to find the shape functions easily for more number of nodes. Okay, so Lagrange's interpolation function, if the elements having higher order of nodes, that is means if it is having more number of intermediate nodes rather than only corner nodes, if it is having a intermediate nodes or if it is having a more nodes in such a type of elements, if you want to obtain the shape function, then we are going to use this alternate method. Okay, a very simple method as a Lagrange's interpolation function. Okay, so if the elements having higher order of nodes, such a element shape function can be derived alternatively by use of simpler Lagrange's interpolation polynomial function. Okay, so if it is having a more number of points, then we can able to easily find out the shape functions. Okay, by using this Lagrange's interpolation function. Okay, the Lagrange's interpolation function at node k is defined by. Okay, so for one-dimensional case we are going to have. So if it is having a kth number, if you want to find out the shape functions at kth node, then we are going to use this whatever the equation for one-dimensional case. One-dimensional case means here I is nothing but the number of nodes. Okay, I which is equal to 1. For one-dimensional case, I which is equal to 1 and I which is not. Okay, the condition for Lagrange's interpolation function is I which is not equal to k, which means so whatever the coordinates values, okay, so kth value, okay, or what are the first point value, it must not be equal to the remaining points or remaining coordinates values. Okay, if it is equal, then this Lagrange's interpolation function is not applicable. So again, this Lagrange's interpolation function we can able to write in Cartesian, that is in global coordinate system, and also we can able to write in natural coordinate system. In the global coordinate system, we are going to represent in terms of x. Okay, in one direction. In the natural coordinate system, we are going to write in terms of zeta in only for one direction. Okay, so this is the equations only for one-dimensional case. Okay, this equation only for one-dimensional case, that is in x direction in a global coordinate system, that is in zeta direction in natural coordinate system. Okay, so here L k of x and zeta which going to produce as Lagrange's interpolation functions for kth node. Okay, if you want to find out the shape function at any particular node, at any particular kth node, then that value set is going to be produced by this term. Okay, by using this equation. Okay, here xi and zeta I denotes the x and zeta coordinates values at ith node. Okay, ith node means based upon the number of nodes in the particular element. Okay, first we are going to use this Lagrange's interpolation function for obtaining the shape functions for two noded bar elements. Okay, so already in the previous class we have discussed in two coordinate system, even in global coordinate system, okay, and natural coordinate system, we have obtained the shape functions for two noded bar element. Okay, so for the same element we are going to use Lagrange's interpolation function to obtain the shape function. Already we have obtained in the global coordinate system and also in the natural coordinate system for two noded bar element. Okay, so we are also now using a Lagrange's interpolation function in Lagrange's interpolation function for two noded bar element. Okay, just consider two noded bar element. Okay, which is having a two nodes at node number 1 and node number 2. Okay, so here, so in at node number 1 zeta value in natural coordinate system, if you want to represent at node number 1 zeta value is -1 and node number 2 zeta value is +1. At middle always we are going to consider zeta value is 0. X1, it is a distance from the horizon. Okay, the node number 1 distance from the horizon. X2 is the node number distance from the horizon. Okay, and if you do X2 minus X1, you will get the total element length. Okay, you can able to obtain the total element length as you doing X2 minus X1. Okay, now therefore in natural coordinate system, zeta at any point X can be represented by. Okay, so just zeta value if you want to know, zeta value if you want to know at any point. So just consider this element. Okay, in this element, if you want to know this zeta value at any point, then you are going to use this equation. Again, this equation it is obtained by like this. We know that the shape function at node number 2. Okay, the shape function at node number 2, which is equal to n2, which is equal to 1 plus zeta divided by 2. This is already we have got in natural coordinate system. Okay, again n2 in terms of global coordinate system. Okay, n2 in terms of natural coordinate system 1 plus zeta by 2. n2 in terms of global coordinate system x minus x xi divided by x2 minus xi. So that as you comparing natural coordinate system to the global coordinate system, then 1 plus zeta by 2, which is equal to x minus xi divided by x2 minus xi. This is in natural, this is in global. Okay, for the n2 value only. Okay, so as you comparing both, so as you simplifying, okay, just send 2 to the numerator. Okay, so again send the right side the 1 here, what it remains here, then zeta which is equal to this term it is going to be show the value of zeta you can able to find out at any point within the element by using this equation. Okay, now so we need to find out shape functions at node number 1 and node number 2 by using Lagrange's method. So this is what we have got in the natural coordinate system, and also this we have got from the global coordinate system. Now same problem for the same two noded element, we are going to obtain the shape functions at node number 1, node number 2 by using Lagrange's formula, by using this Lagrange's formula in natural coordinate system. Again, we can able to do it in global coordinate system and also in natural coordinate system by using the Lagrange's formula. But only in natural coordinate system we are going to discuss now. Okay. So now the shape functions of the one-dimensional bar element is found by using the Lagrange's polynomial in natural coordinates. Okay, in the natural coordinates we can able to write. Okay, only this is the case for only one dimensional, so that only zeta direction we are going to consider. Okay, so the equation for shape functions in terms of Lagrange's interpolation function, we can able to write like this. Okay, now this is for just we are written, this is for one node. Okay, similarly if it is two noded, okay, this is just the general equation we have written for one node. Okay, if it is for two node, then how it will be? We need to consider one more term, one more term for the second node also. That is okay. So how we are going to consider? Just you can see here. Similarly, for the two noded bar element, if n is equal to, here only if n is equal to 1, okay, only this is general formula. If it is n is equal to, how we are going to consider? Just here at node number 1. Okay, so we need shape function at node number 1. That is means k becomes 1. At kth node we need to get. So that is what here it is explained. At kth node we are going to get Lk of x, that is nothing but n1 of x. Okay, n1 of zeta. Okay, n1 of zeta at kth node. Kth node means only at node number 1 we need the shape function, so that k becomes 1 here. Okay, at particular first node. Okay, so that n1 of zeta 1, which is equal to, here node number 1 only we need to get the shape function, so that 1. Okay, so that in that particular problem we have total number of nodes will be 2. Okay, total number of nodes will be 2. So except this kth node, remaining number of nodes in the element we need to consider. Okay, if it is 3 nodes, then again one more equation as it is same we need to write here. Okay, that is just we will discuss in the 4 noded 8 noded elements and all. Okay, only it is 2 noded. Okay, so if you write first node here, then remaining I is nothing but the number of nodes. Rather than this first node, remaining nodes values we are going to write here. Okay, only 2 nodes are there, so only 2 here. If it is 3 there, again same equation you are going to write. Okay, there you are going to mention 3 3 like that. Okay, so for the shape function at node number 1, which is equal to at kth node we need to have a shape function so that k which is equal to 1. Okay, rather than this kth node, remaining node numbers. Okay, remaining node numbers only second node we have. Okay, so that second node I which is equal to 2, so that you are going to write zeta 2 zeta 2. So this gives the a shape function at node number 1. Now you just substitute the zeta values here. Only substitute the zeta values here. Okay, zeta value zeta 2 zeta 1 values. Okay, now see here zeta 1 is -1, zeta 2 at node number 2 is +1. Okay, so zeta 2 is +1. Okay, just write 1 here. Okay, similarly 1 here. Then zeta 1 is -1 value, just write -1 here. Okay, so as you simplifying it, okay, -1 becomes -2. Just you rewrite it to get it plus. So this gives the shape function at node number 1. Okay, so same shape function we have got in the natural Coordinate system. How as we derived, okay, same equations we have got in natural Coordinate system. By using the Lagrange's formula also, we have got same equation. Okay, that should be same. That must be okay. So similarly, if you want to find out shape function at node number 2, if you want to find out shape function, just write shape function at node number 2 is n2. Okay, in the direction of zeta, which is equal to same here at kth node. Okay, so we need to find out shape function at kth node. That the overall equation becomes zeta minus zeta 1 divided by zeta 2 minus zeta 1. I becomes 1, k becomes 2 here. Just based upon where at what particular node we need to calculate the shape function, that becomes k values and remaining I values based upon the number of nodes which is there in the element. Okay, just substitute these values again. Zeta 1 value will be -1 and minus here becomes +1. Again zeta 1 here -1, so that you are going to get zeta +1 divided by 2. Okay, this gives the shape functions for node number 2. So that overall shape functions for node number 1 is n1, node number 2 is n2. Okay, these equations we have got by using the Lagrange's formula. System similar way we are going to write variation of shape functions. Okay, so at node number 1 n1 value if it is 1, then at node number 2 n1 value becomes 0. So how it is varying from 1 to 0, that it is going to be show this equation, that is n1 which is equal to 1 by 2 1 minus zeta. Okay, this gives a node number n1 value at different points. Okay, as it is decreasing from 1 to 0. Similarly, node number 2, at node number 2 it is having 1. At node number 1 the n2 value will be 0. How it is going to be decreasing linearly, that it is going to be shown by equation n2 which is equal to 1 by 2 1 plus zeta. So for both combinations, okay, we are going for the both node number 1 and node number 2, we are going to write the shape functions like this. Okay,